Welcome back to LevelMania, a show where 12 competitors hit to level 60 before the other one does. I am your host, Camixs, and today we'll be taking a look at the Day 5 run of the LevelMania Challenge. If you have no idea what's going on, I highly encourage you to take a look at the top right. There will be a card up there for you to take a look off into the playlist that we have here. But otherwise, if you already know what's going on, let's get right into it. We're not going to do any predictions, any episodes like that today. We're going to do a little bit of a spice up and just get right into the episode. So, without further ado, the 12 are ready, and let's get started. And as you can see, all the competitors are here, and we are in the beginning stages, and 5 people are currently out. Unfortunate for them, but we must move on. So you're going to notice a couple different things moving on in this episode. First off, the time changes that we had a little bit shorter. We're going to make sure that we don't sit there and watch them as long. We want to go ahead and get right into the action, make sure everybody's moving on, moving forward. And second thing you're going to notice, maybe not in this immediate shot here, but you're going to see that we're going to speed things up a little bit. So that way episodes are not, 45 minutes long. You can instead watch and enjoy the other things that are going on screen, but not necessarily have to sit there and dredge through one particular person trying to get everything in order. Okay, so with that being noted, we're going to go ahead and see who's left on the screen currently. We have in first place sitting at Malbourne. Next one up, Camixs. After her, Marienda. We have also the Vano. I believe he's sitting up there at the rest of Druid slot right there. Inaara, as well as Mylang and Stalwrath. Stalwrath fixing to get on screen right now. It seems that he has everything in order, ready to go, and he gets this level here. This is actually the first day we've seen Stalwrath start rolling out ever since day 1, and unfortunately, it's the only level he's going to be getting. So Stalwrath currently finding himself sitting out of the competition for the time being, but that's going to bring us to the other 6 left on screen. As you can see, again, this is part of the speed up order that we've got going on here, so there's been a little bit of time in between something actually going on. So as you can see, we've gone ahead and sped it up for everybody to make sure that you have the proper going ons of who's doing what, essentially getting a good vibe of what's going on without having to sit here and dredge through it. Of course, a couple people are getting really close to getting those next levels here. It seems like Mylang currently still sitting on the field. She probably has the closest possibility to do it just based off of her level and combined with everything that's going on in her zone. Doesn't seem like it's going to take her very long, but there is a couple people actually moving forward here. You can see Camixs getting pretty close on his own end. Vano actually getting close on his as well. There's a few different people that might actually get a level up here. So we're going to have to see just who gets that actual movement. It's actually kind of funny to watch some of these guys really move a little bit more forward. You can see on the football uniform over there, he's just doing that little tippy toe step. He's just walking around the rabbit just like that. And it seems like everybody else is getting in order here. It looks like Camixs is actually going to be the next one to level on the screen here. We're going to see in a second what he gets. There he is. He gets up to level 18. Let's see if he is able to keep going. The answer is no, and it looks like he's out. But where one goes out, another one comes in, and Vano is about to go ahead and get himself another level right here. I believe he's getting up to level 13, and I would be correct in that assumption. Let's see if he gets the roll. He does not. So it seems like we've already gone down to, what was it, 4? 4. Yes, we're down to 4 in this point in time. And hey, let me tell you something. That's fine. 4 within the first 3 minutes, not too bad. Like I said, we're going to plan to speed these up a little bit so that way you're not having to sit there and watch somebody dredge through their leveling a little bit. But it looks like in this particular case, nothing's being sped up. That likely means there's going to be something happening here real soon. And if I were to guess, it'd probably be either Mylang or Inaara. One of those two are about to get a level here. Let's see who it is first. And it looks like it's going to be Mylang. So getting herself from level 5 to level 6. And does she need to roll? That is the big question on everybody's mind right now. No, it doesn't look like she does. So she is safe to stay in and keep moving through. We're going to see if anybody else is going to have that kind of similar situation here. It looks like Inaara, like I said, is going to be the next one to level up. I can't be too sure. There's always the possibility that Malbourne actually manages to spike himself up here. He's not too far off, only 4 bars away. Marienda, not so likely. It looks like she's still about a good 8 or 9 bars away, just give or take, depending on what you want to look at the situation here. So I would say just there is potential for different rooms of different people to do things, but at this moment it seems like Inaara is going to likely be the next candidate to move on here. We will see soon though. It could be anybody. For all I know, it could be Mylang again. Like I said, that level difference between level 6 and like level 12 even has a pretty big experience gap that you need in order to get it. So take for that what you will. It could be anybody at this point, but my bets would probably be on Inaara to go ahead and get that last level, especially. I think right now, I think she maybe needs to only kill like 1 or 2 more things, and she's got it. Yep, there it is on screen right now. We're going to see just how many levels she gets out of this right here. So she gets up to level 10. Is she needing to roll? And the answer is yes, and she does get the roll. Okay, so she manages to get a 6. She's still safe in the competition, so good on her for being able to do that. And we still have 4 competitors left on screen. As you can see, there's not really much of a speed up going on here, so I assume that somebody's going to be leveling within the next minute or so. I would say that it's a contest really now between Marienda and Malbourne. Those two have not leveled yet in this competition, but I wouldn't put it past them to go ahead and get something going here. You know, they got a little bit more experience that they need to go ahead and get, but all the same, it isn't something that is impossible for them to, you know, get as many levels as other people. It's just dependent on really what happens, right? So if other people kind of go out a little bit sooner, then they really have an opportunity to shine and get something going here. So we'll see how it all works out. And it looks like, oh, Malbourne actually gets a level up there in the top left. I'm not sure why there wasn't a split screen set up for him there, but that's a little bit of an unfortunate situation. All the same, oh, wait, now we're getting the split screen. Okay. Not really sure about that one. I guess he gets the roll right here, and well, all right, he's out. That's a rare one. We normally don't get to see the ghost and the all the ethereal movements and everything going on there, but I guess we get a little bit of a treat there. But all the same, Malbourne finds himself out after 1 level movement. So fortunate for him, but you know, everybody has to go out at some point, and it looks like Mylang is going to get another level right here. Let's see if she needs to roll for anything. Gets up to level 7 at this point. It's been a good movement for Mylang so far. 2 levels in comparison to everybody else, and it doesn't look like she's needing to roll. So she must have gotten a very good fortress roll at the beginning that'll allow her to keep on moving. I'm not sure how many levels we'll actually see out of her before she has to decide to start actually getting those rolls again. But we will we'll learn as we go along. That's all I can really say about it. Marienda really needing to start catching up a little bit now. 0 levels currently on her palette at this moment. Really, it's kind of going to hinder her to not get something going here soon. Maybe she will get a level out of this, who actually knows, but it'd probably be very beneficial. Oh, there it is right there, in fact. So let's see what she decides to roll. Yep, all right, she gets up to level 16. Let's see what she has going for us, and oh, well, apparently she's still moving, so I think that's a 9 up there. We didn't get to actually see the full roll before it went back the screen, but, you know, I believe that's a level 9, so she gets to keep on moving as well. And so as you can see, everybody's speeding up, moving a little bit quicker now. We're going to see if somebody can get to a level a little bit faster. I'm not sure who's going to be right now, because everybody's at a pretty low level, but if I had to honestly guess, it'd probably be Mylang. The only reason I say Mylang is honestly because, like I said, her experience in comparison to the others is not as high on the list. She definitely has a little bit more of a chance to level than the others, at least in that regard. And also for the fact that I believe her starting zone is a little bit more condensed. She could really get something going here. So she could actually do a decent push here. I'm not sure how far it actually is that her fortress roll has put up, but you know, all the same, it could be good, it could be bad. There's no real telltale on what's going on here. But each passing moment is looking like Mylang is going to be the next one to level, and indeed that is the case. So Mylang manages to get another drop right here. Let's see if she needs to roll now. Anything to report to us? Nope. Oh, and it looks like not, and we're back to the speed again. Okay, so it doesn't seem like Mylang has really needed to do any rolling just yet. Her fortress roll must have been pretty high. I would assume it's probably a 4 or 5 at this point, because she hasn't really needed to roll. So that's something that, you know, that's exciting. You know, that's a person that's actually getting a game changer here. Last episode, she was about, I believe, in the 11th place. Now she's going to be able to definitely pull herself up towards the double digits. Maybe not quite get to that level 10 roll yet, but who actually knows? You know, this might actually become a competition for her. Right now, she's been a little bit lackluster, a little bit in the back corner, the back burner, if you will. But she is managing to actually get something going here. So very good for her to actually get this going for her. And you know, I hope that she's able to really compete in this competition. That being noted, though, we have a few other people going ahead and getting themselves close to leveling here. Inaara looks like she's going to be the closest one on the list here, although Marienda doesn't fall very far behind. As you can see, Marienda is sitting only at 4 bars away, but Inaara currently sits at only 1. And it looks like Inaara is going to be the next one on the list level here. Let's see what she gets. All right, level 11, and she manages to get a 6, so she gets to stay on board, and it looks like Marienda is also going to go ahead and join her for another level. Let's see what goes on here. Level 17, and the roll is going to unfortunately knock her out of the competition. So that's going to mean that she gets 2 levels in this round. You know, that's a very common thing for Marienda, also, honestly, getting a lot of those 2 level 2 runs, but hey, that's, you know, that's better than nothing, and honestly, it's probably putting her in a good spot. Right at this moment, she's up there towards the top end of the tiers for the challengers. So you can't really complain on that front, and it's going to really get her somewhere if she can continue to do that. But we are left now with 2 people, and as you can see, we've sped up the footage just a little bit so that way you can see who gets the next level. It's looking like Myling's probably going to be the closest one to get this one here soon. Like I said, yeah, Myling's really had a good run. This is probably her best run yet, and probably the highlight of the show at this moment because, while we've had a couple of other people leveling significantly, she has gotten the most out of it and has actually really been able to push herself towards the double digits, finally actually getting out of level 10. Granted, there are people moving close into level 20 now, so she's got a little bit of ground to catch up with, but she most certainly has a good impact at this moment. She is about to level, in fact. Let's see if she has to roll this time or if she's still safe. I'm not sure what her situation is. She does have to roll, and she gets a 5 out of 9, so that's a successful push. She is able to get one more level into level 10, so she may have to stop after this. Who actually knows? But all I know is that it's a pretty good stop for her at this moment, and yeah, you really can't complain. I mean, you've had probably some of the best luck that you've had in a while. Like for my lane stats in particular, she has had bad days where she hasn't leveled at all. 2 days, in fact, have been no levels, and then 2 days have been only 1. So to get 5 levels in 1 round is really good for her. That's not to say Inaara is not having a good run either. Currently getting 2 levels out of her spot, and considering where she is, the area of Mist Isle tends to give a little less experience. This is actually one of those places that really gets you a disadvantage, really, what it comes down to, because it would be kind of a difficult thing to go ahead and move out of this zone just right now, because you still want to go ahead and try to finish up as much as possible, try to get yourself up to level 10, and then once you get to level 10, you can't just immediately jump to a timeline, because then that's a time waster. And there you go. As you can see here, my line's about to go ahead and get another level, it looks like. We're going to see what she ends up getting here. So she gets to level 10, and the roll will be unsuccessful. Okay, so my lane finds herself unfortunate to fall at that point, but again, really good run for her up until this point. So we are left with 1 solo challenger left, and that is currently Inaara. And as you can see, Inaara is going at a normal speed, so to us that probably means that she may cap off. We don't actually know what the situation is regarding the speed boost, how they're going to handle that for people who are last. But we do know for a fact that, that's going to be kind of the new normal. We're going to try to see if we can get that to where, that's what you see. If you don't like the speed boost, just let us know down below. I would love for you to comment and just give us that kind of feedback. That way we can see whether or not we need to kind of compromise, find a way to shorten the episodes, but not necessarily speed them up to the point where some people may not be able to watch it, because there is a lot of things going on the screen at once. And it can be difficult to kind of keep up depending on who you're watching. But all the same, we just figured that, your time's valuable, and we want to make sure that you don't have to sit there and watch somebody the entire time, kind of just doing a slow leveling. Kind of like right now, really. There's only like 1 person going on. But, granted, like I said, this 1 person has had a really good run up until this point. She's been able to get up to level 12. So, she was level 9 at the start. Gets herself in the double digits, will be able to actually move out of the Mist Isle. So that's going to be a very positive net for her. She's going to definitely be able to actually get herself a little bit more of a break mold, because like I said, Mist Isles is kind of one of those zones where there's not really a whole lot that has changed since Burning Crusade, and even with the level squish, it seems like it's one of the slower leveling zones that we've seen, just based off of what I'm looking at here. But I could be wrong. It could just be her time. She's had a couple of days where she's really not been able to level at all, and then she's had days where she's leveled decently, and then she had days that was leveled really good. So it could just be based off of what we've seen up until this point from her itself, and maybe not necessarily the zone, but I personally look at the zone and I think, okay, it's one of the slower leveling ranges that we have. It's not like an Elwyn Forest or even like Westfall, for instance. Like we haven't seen a Westfall run yet, I don't think, but Westfall would be one of those zones that would probably be a little bit faster. I would say that the Eastern Kingdoms zones definitely got a little bit more love in that regard. Silver Pine Forest, places like, oh, and there goes Inaara. So unfortunately, I meant to not talk over her, but she does go down there, and she only gets 3 levels. So as you can see, our day 5 averages that we have is 1.16 levels. The overall averages that we were looking for was 2.21 levels. Kind of the deal that we kind of put it in the back burner of our predictions. I know we said we weren't really doing those, but we figured we'd make one on the side. So let's go ahead and get into placements as noted here. Stalwrath currently sits at 12th place, getting 1 level. You know, he actually finally gets out of the gate, so that's good for him, I suppose. Yundel doesn't get anything going, unfortunately, on this round. Stays at 0 level, so she finds herself in 11th place. Really a bad start for the Demon Hunter all the same. In 10th place, Groltall hasn't done anything since day 2, so hoping he can actually get something going here. I really want to see him get into the competition itself besides that one day. In 9th place, Mai Lang manages to push herself into the double digits, so she finally finds her way into the competition, so maybe perhaps we could see something from her a little bit later. In 8th place, Longhale, unfortunately not able to get anything going this round, but due to the fact that he's been so good up until this point, you can't really complain, so you know, everybody has their fluke days. In 7th place, Inaara actually does manage to push herself back in towards the middle section of the tier spots right here. Doing okay. In 6th place, Mandy didn't get anything going on this run, but because of her placements in previous runs, she does find herself in the middle ranges here, so good on her. In 5th place, you have Vano. He manages to get 1 level. We haven't seen him level in a while, so it's actually kind of refreshing to see the Druid finally get himself out of the hut a little bit here. In 4th place, you have Gruelstack. So Gruelstack didn't get to do anything, so he does manage to fall out of the big elite tier at the top, but all the same, he still is in contention. In 3rd place, you have Marienda getting 2 levels. Very consistent leveler. I don't think she's had a fluke day yet, so good on her. She's able to keep going here, and it's getting her some places. In 2nd place, you've got Kazax, only getting 1 level this round, but still sitting on the coattails of the leader at this moment, and has a chance to overtake him. And speaking of which, of the leader, in 1st place, you have Malbourne. Level 19, only gets 1 level this round as well, so he does manage to escape Kazax a little bit, but he still finds himself as the leader. And that's going to pretty much cover up the LevelMania challenge here. If you have any questions or have anything you want to talk to us about, feel free to go ahead and do so down below. We'll go ahead and talk about what the next episode will bring, as well as hopefully get you updated on our new stuff. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, and be notified if you like this sort of content. It would be much appreciated to most of us here working on this kind of stuff. It would be great for that. And you know something? Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate you. We'll see you in the next one.